Hare Krishna. So welcome all devotees for our weekly Bhagavad Gita study circle, where we are doing our humble attempt to understand that 1 hour conversation which Krishna had with Arjuna, where and to understand it, our lifetime is not sufficient. That 1 hour conversation which Krishna had with Arjuna, to understand it, our lifetime is not sufficient. However, in our humble endeavor to understand the Bhagavad Gita, as per the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, and try to see something tangible which we can apply in our life, this endeavor will please Lord very much. And in this way, Lord can give many realizations within our heart, by which we can also go through our life turmoils, just like Arjuna went through it and became successful over ahead. So we have today very special lady, Rekha Rani Mataji. I knew her through our Murari Gopal Prabhu's team, and she has been a very powerful lady in her presentations and things. Maybe Murari Gopal Prabhu can speak something more about her. If he is Haribol. So, what is her profession or aspects and things if you want to share?
Hare Krishna.
I hardly remember much.
Hare Krishna will Dandavat Pranam and all the dear devotees. So we have today special speaker, Professor Rekha Rani Madam. She has done her education from very famous India's Dairy Technology Institute, NDRI Karnal, and also from NDRI Bangalore. She is very determined and very focused in her work. She is worked in Prayagraj, very famous holy place. There one university some year, and then she is currently working in Rajasthan, Jodhpur. There is one state university, agriculture university. So basically, her specialization in dairy science and technology. She is holding sometime position of dean also. She have direct contact with dealing with the students in universities, regularly attending classes, DYS classes and all. So I think learning things, and she has also have Radha Krishna deities in her house, and she is worshipping and doing.
Good. Amazing. Hare Krishna. With all these wonderful qualities in the middle world, she has a very amazing quality of spiritual. She's very concerned for any aspect of the life for others also. And today we will be able to hear from her presentation, which she will be speaking from the concept of soul, which systematically Krishna was revealing to Arjuna in the Sankhya Yoga. Verse number 20 to 30, 21 to 30. Is it? So she will be presenting. She made a very powerful PPT. She showed me. It is very nice. So let us go through it. And then later I will add some things or echo something, whatever she has spoken. Hare Krishna. Now, Rekha Rani Mataji, you are.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and all other devotees. Thank you for providing me this opportunity. It was scheduled last week, but I was in traveling. That's why I could not present last week. Sorry for that.
You are on mute.
रेखा रानी माता जी.
हाँ जी.
हाँ, आप थोड़ा आवाज माइक को थोड़ा अपने सामने रख के बोलिए, थोड़ा आवाज कम लग रहा है. Yes.
Screen is visible to all.
You are saying something, Mataji?
Yes, it's visible, Mataji.
Visual. Yes.
To all.
Visible, visible.
So I will speak from chapter 2, slok 21 to 30. So in verses 21, it was said that, O Parth, how can one who knows that the soul is imperishable, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? Means यहाँ पे श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन को कह रहे हैं कि मतलब जो व्यक्ति ये जानता है कि आत्मा अविनाशी, अजन्म, शाश्वत और अवयव, वह किसी और को कैसे मार सकता है। बट उन्होंने उनको ये भी समझाया कि हर चीज की उपयोगिता समय और परिस्थिति के अनुसार अलग अलग होती है। तो यहाँ पे उन्होंने ये बताया कि श्री कृष्ण जब युद्ध के लिए जा रहे थे तो ये हिंसा न्याय के लिए की जा रही है, तो ये गलत नहीं है, क्योंकि मनुष्य या दूसरे शब्दों में आत्मा को मारा नहीं जा सकता और यहाँ पे पाप फल की भी संभावना नहीं है। In slok 22, it was said that as a person sheds worn out garments and wears new ones, likewise at the time of death, the soul casts off its worn out body and enters a new one. So Shri Krishna tells that the concept of rebirth, he means इसमें soul remains unchanged and it takes birth in a new body elsewhere. तो इसमें यही बताया गया है कि मीन्स जब एक माँ अपने बच्चे को दूध पिलाती है तो वो बच्चा ऑटोमेटिकली मीन्स दूध पीना स्टार्ट कर देता है बेस्ड ऑन इट्स पास्ट प्रैक्टिसेस। सपोज इसमें ये भी बताया गया है कि सपोज कोई पर्सन ब्लाइंड मीन्स उसका बाय बर्थ ब्लाइंड है तो इट्स बेस्ड ऑन इट्स पास्ट कर्मास। देन वर्सेस 23, so it said that the consciousness, which is the symptom of soul, can be perceived by material instruments, but the soul itself cannot be contacted by any material objects. This is only because the soul is divine and beyond the interactions of material objects. So Shri Krishna expresses this by saying that the wind cannot wither the soul and nor can water moisten it or fire burns it. तो हम आत्मा को अग्नि के द्वारा जलाया नहीं जा सकता, इसमें ये बताया गया है। Then verses 24, it said that the soul is unbreakable and incombustible. It can neither be damped nor dried. It's everlasting in all places and unaltered, immutable and primordial. तो इसमें ये कहा गया है कि आत्मा अव्यक्त, अकल्पनीय और अपरिवर्तनीय है और यह है तुम्हें शरीर के लिए शोक नहीं करना चाहिए। आत्मा इतनी सूक्ष्म होती है कि इसे शक्तिशाली कोई भी सूक्ष्मदर्शी माइक्रोस्कोप से नहीं देखा जा सकता, बस इसके अस्तित्व के प्रमाण हैं, बाकी इसके अस्तित्व को सिद्ध नहीं किया जा सकता और इस सत्य को हमें स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा। कोई भी व्यक्ति अपनी माता के आधार पर अपने पिता के अस्तित्व को अस्वीकार नहीं कर सकता। अगर किसी की माता ये कह रही है कि यही तुम्हारे पिता हैं तो उसको मानना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज उस बात को केवल माता ही जानती है। तो इसी तरह हम जो आत्मा है, आत्मा में शरीर जैसे परिवर्तन नहीं होते। Then in verses 25, the soul is spoken as invisible, inconceivable and unchanged, and knowing this you should not grieve for the body. हमें हमारी बॉडी के लिए ग्रीवेंसेस नहीं रखना चाहिए. द सोल इज बीइंग डिवाइन बियॉन्ड द realm of material energy, and then they put a dying person into a glass case and seal the case. So इसमें यही बताया गया है. Then in verses 26, you think that the self is subject to constant birth and death. So, O mighty armed Arjun, even then you should not grieve like this. तो अगर आप ये सोचते हैं कि आत्मा सदा जन्म लेती है, सदा मरती है, तो तुम्हारे शोक करने का कोई भी कारण नहीं है. इसमें ये बताया गया कि आत्मा का पुनर्जन्म नहीं होता. तो अर्जुन को अपने पितामह या गुरु के वध करने से, पाप फलों से डरने का कोई भी कारण नहीं होना चाहिए. और क्षत्रिय होने के नाते उनको, अर्जुन का वैदिक संस्कृति से संबंध है, तो उनको युद्ध करना चाहिए. उसमें उन्होंने ये उनको समझाया था. Then in verses 27, so death is uncertain for one who has been born, and rebirth is inevitable for one who has died. So therefore you should not lament over the inevitable. तो ये जो हमारा जन्म और मृत्यु है, इसका क्रम चलता रहता है. जन्म मरण के इस चक्र में हत्या, वध या युद्ध का समर्थन नहीं होता. तो सत्य के लिए युद्ध करना एक क्षत्रिय का धर्म है, और अपने कर्तव्य का पालन करने में अपने स्वजनों की मृत्यु से उसको भयभीत या शोकाकुल नहीं होना चाहिए. In verses 28, so in 28 it was said that the ocean of Bharat, all created beings are unmanaged before the birth and in life, and again unmanifest on death. So why grieve? इसमें ये कहा गया है कि सारे जीव प्रारंभ में अव्यक्ति होते हैं, मध्य अवस्था में व्यक्त होते हैं, और विनष्ट होने पर पुनः अव्यक्त हो जाते हैं. तो हमें शोक करने की क्या आवश्यकता है? तो जिस प्रकार आकाश से वायु उत्पन्न होती है, वायु से अग्नि, अग्नि से जल, जल से पृथ्वी उत्पन्न होती है, तो पृथ्वी से अनेक प्रकार के पदार्थ प्रकट होते हैं, और एक विशाल गगनचुंबी महल पृथ्वी से प्रकट होता है. तो इसे ध्वस्त कर दिया जाता है, तो वह अदृश्य हो जाता है. इसी तरह से वस्तुएं प्रकट और अप्रकट होती रहती हैं. अंतर इतना ही है कि प्रकट होने व्यक्त और अव्यक्त होने पर शोक करने का कोई कारण नहीं होना चाहिए. In verses 29, some sees the soul as amazing, some describe its amazing, and some hear the soul as amazing. So while other, even on hearing, cannot understand it at all. तो कोई आत्मा को आश्चर्य से देखता है, कोई इसे आश्चर्य से बताता है, कोई आश्चर्य से सुनता है, किंतु कोई इसके विषय में सुनकर भी कुछ भी नहीं समझ पाते. तो आत्मा इतना सूक्ष्म कण है, किस प्रकार से इतना विराट और इतना लघु बन सकता है. तो लोग आत्मा को उसकी संरचना या उसकी विवरण के आधार पर ही आश्चर्य से देखते हैं. तो भौतिक शक्ति जो माया जगत है, वो इस तरह से मोहित होते हैं कि उनके पास आत्मज्ञान को समझने के लिए अवसर ही नहीं रहता, और आत्मज्ञान के बिना सारे कार्यों का दुष्परिणाम जीवन संघर्ष में पराजय के रूप में होता है. कुछ ऐसे थोड़े से ही लोग हैं जो आत्मा के विषय में सुनना पसंद करते हैं. In verses 30, it was said that, O Arjun, the soul that dwells within the body is immortal, therefore you should not mourn for anyone. तो भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने आत्मा को अमर और शरीर को नाशवान सिद्ध किया है। तो कृष्ण को प्रमाण मानकर भौतिक देह से भिन्न आत्मा का पृथक अस्तित्व स्वीकार करना ही होगा। और आत्मा अमर है, किंतु इससे हिंसा को प्रोत्साहित नहीं किया जा सकता। फिर भी युद्ध के समय हिंसा का निषेध भी नहीं किया जाता, क्योंकि तब उसकी आवश्यकता थी। ऐसी आवश्यकता को भगवान की आज्ञा के आधार पर उचित ठहराया जा सकता है। थैंक यू।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण गुरु जी।
Thank you so much. You have spoken precisely, and you have brought out very important points from the purport and explained it. That is very amazing. See, this is what we are looking for, the devotees that take participation. Maybe Rajiv Prabhu, Kamaraji Prabhu, and Murari Gopal Prabhu. You all can ensure that every devotee gets an opportunity to share. Because in that they study deeply. They study the translation, purport, everything, and then they get an idea what we are. However, there will be certain doubts which may come up. But in our discussion, what we'll do for next sometime, in that things will be more cleared. The more you discuss on it, as it mentioned in the verse number 30, the soul looks amazing, or amazing people look at the soul. So here are few 17 amazing people, 16 amazing people in this Zoom meeting who want to hear about the soul, which is amazing. So today we will be further. In the last session we discussed. Okay, you can stop your share, Mataji, if it's possible. Okay. Just, I will share certain screen after some time. So this last verse, verse number 30, let us go to that. And I want devotees, if they have Bhagavad Gita physically, the book with you, or in your laptop, or in your mobiles, you can open that Bhagavad Gita, Veda base or Gita base. We will be seeing verses from, I'll share certain screens, but may not be always. Okay. The verse number 30, which is, verse number 29. Okay, I will share this screen. So are you able to see? Hare Krishna. Somebody can
Prabhu.
unmute themselves and repeat after me. Ashcharyavat pashyati kaschidhenam.
Prabhuji, I can do.
Yeah, please. Sorry.
I can do, Prabhuji.
Yeah, is my voice clear? Audible?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Ashcharyavat pashyati kaschidhenam.
Ashcharyavat pashyati kaschidhenam.
Ashcharyavat vadati tataiva chanya.
Ashcharyavat vadati tathaiva chanya.
Ashcharyavat chainam anya shrunoti.
Ashcharyavat chainam anya shrunoti.
Shrutvapi enam vedana chaiva kaschit.
Shrutvapi enam vedana chaiva kaschit.
Again, somebody else would like to repeat. I think Rajiv Prabhu unmuted himself. I think he was trying to do earlier. Yeah. Ashcharyavat pashyati kaschidhenam.
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम्
आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्या
आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्या
आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति
आश्चर्यवच्चैनम् अन्य शृणोति
श्रुत्वापि एनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्.
कृत्वापि एनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्.
So today's topic is soul is amazing. That is the topic. So Ashcharyavat Paschati Kaschidenam. Some look on the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing. And some hear of him as amazing. So here very important concept which comes is, some look at the soul as amazing. So they see Atma is very special. Recently in the Pandav Nijala Ekadashi, I was sharing a story, a real-time story. I think I will briefly, precisely repeat it so that it will give an understanding how the soul is very amazing. So I am here in South India on the banks of river Krishna Nadi, Krishna River, and there is a beautiful temple here in Vijayawada. So one of our congregation, one lady was there. She used to stand, she's chanting 8 rounds or something like that. And then on last Narsimha Chaturdashi, Falguna Masa Shukla Chaturdashi, it happened to be Narsimha Chaturdashi, the day where Lord Narsimha appeared. She had visited the temple. So, and before visiting the temple, she heard certain voices which were speaking on both of her ears, both ears, she was hearing. And the voices mentioned, please give us opportunity to get relieved from this body. Please give us the opportunity to get relieved from this body. It was repeatedly echoing in her ears. Somebody is mentioning. Some around 4 or 5 voices are speaking to her. And she could, while she was coming on the way to temple, actually she was coming from a back side in one place which is a like a forest area. There she heard these voices. And she took darshan, and afterwards she went home. And next day onwards, she did not remember what happened with her, but her son, who is a student here, who comes for our programs regularly, a very nice devotee. They're actually from a Sindh, they're from a family who are very cultured family. However, when this boy started practicing Krishna consciousness, they were questioning in the beginning, what our culture is different, you are following certain thing. But later they also got inspired and they started little bit. Mother started chanting some 8 rounds or something. So now this boy, he was mentioning, Prabhuji, after that day onwards, my mother was not there in my body, in her body. It was someone else who is speaking from her body. Basically around 5 to 6 ghosts entered her body. And one of that ghost was Ramudai. His name is Ramudai. He's a very nice ghost, good ghost. And he started mentioning that how 12 years back we met with an accident in this area and we died. And we happened to be in a life where we were doing a lot of sinful activities, drinking, meat eating, breaking regulative principles, having affairs, and torturing people like that. Somehow we were going in a car and we were drunk, and that car met with an accident, and 6 of us on the spot died. And from that day onwards, we were roaming around in that forest, looking for opportunity to get relieved. It was so painful living that life like that as a ghost. So, but we are looking whose help we can do, by whose help we can get relieved. They saw all these 12 years, many people are going through around. But they, after seeing them, they felt these are not the people from by whose help we can get them relieved. So what happened? Another ghost came there. I think is some sort of devotee ghost, I suppose. So this ghost, he came and he mentioned to this team, 6 of them. He said, there is a beautiful temple nearby, around 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers far. There is a beautiful temple. You go there, and there, Lord, there, Bhagwan के नाम चलता है उधर. Or you can go to that temple, and there you can get relieved from your body. So they searched throughout that place. But after some time, they found that temple. And on this particular day of Nrsimha Chaturthi, they found this lady was going through that forest in an auto. And because this lady was mentally very weak, because of her some psychological disturbances from childhood, she was mentally very weak. So immediately the ghost entered. All 6 of them entered her body. And through her, they actually came to the temple. And all of them took darshan of the Nrsimhadev. They took darshan of the Prabhupada Murti. They took darshan of the Radha Shyam Sundar deities here. Attended celebration. But he said, I was feeling a lot of burning sensation. I could not stay long in that body because in that temple it's so hot. It's very golden. It's a golden temple, but it's very hot. We are not able to tolerate that aspect. Basically, those who are who don't have that much sukriti, they can't tolerate the temple atmosphere. So after some time they went. Then they realized she is the only lady by which we can get relieved and get mukti. It's a real story. Yeah? I'm not making up, because that boy who spoke, he is very educated. He had his sister who is also very educated. They are working in some multinational companies. And her mother was educated, who was occupied with all the ghosts. So it's a very real-time story. It's a reality. It's an amazing thing. The soul along with the subtle body, which we call as ghost. That is called as which entered into the body. When a person mentally weak, that is the time where ghost occupies the body and overpowers the soul and keeps it unconscious, and he starts behaving. So Ramudev mentioned that from that day onwards, I remained in the body of your mother, and with me my 5 friends also there, but they are not so good. So I am protecting your mother's body from them, because if they overpower me, or if they overpower your mother's soul, then it may create mental torture to your mother. So I am there protecting your mother from the other my friend ghosts. So like that, he remained for a week, for 3 weeks, I think. Nrsimha Chaturdashi, after it happens in May. In the May beginning, it happens, is it not? So after that is a June. So it is around. So recently, 3 days back, 4 days back, on just before one day of Pandava Ekadashi, that Ramudev mentioned. It said that when I came to take darshan of the deities, 12 years, in the last 12 years, I performed a lot of tapasya. And that's why I'm able to take darshan. My friends are there in the body of your mother, but they are unable to take the darshan. They are unable to say anything. They are feeling more painful there. But I was able to tolerate somewhat and see. And when I saw the Prabhupada photo, and that old man started speaking to me. He said some things to me. And immediately, I got an understanding that I need to remain in this body till Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi. And on the Nirjala Ekadashi, Pandava Ekadashi day, I will get liberated along with all my friends. So he requested, please don't do anything by which you try to take us out of the body of your mother. Let us remain. So that day, he brought her into the temple. We only told her, bring your mother to temple. And we gave a room. In the room, they stayed overnight. And mother, the entire night, she was yelling, shouting. Well, she is not shouting, basically, the ghost inside. They are shouting, yelling. And in the morning, Mangalati time, again, his mother was composed. She came to temple. She took darshan, Mangalarti, she attended Ekadashi day. She chanted some rounds, and after that she was feeling a little lot of headache and things. She went, slept. And after some time, all these symptoms which were going on for a month, they all got relieved. She became completely free from all those anxieties. Basically, all those souls got liberated. Ascharya. Ascharyavat paschati kaschidenam. Some look on the soul as amazing. It's an amazing thing, is it not? So, and another concept is here is only amazing people look at the soul. You understand? That means those people who are serious about spiritual practices, they only get to see the soul. When any near and dear ones leave the body, they are not so disturbed mentally because they see that body is there, but soul is existing. Yeah, just pass from this body, is taken another word. Let me do something for his benefit or her benefit. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I got disconnected somehow. Okay, Haribol, you're able to hear? Yeah. Yes. So what we're discussing, some look on the soul as amazing, and some describe him as amazing. That means what? Only amazing people describe the soul. Others can't describe the soul. They only know about this gross body, what we are seeing, and the subtle psychological aspect. But beyond the psychological body, what we have, and the physical body, there is a spiritual body, which is called as soul, Atma. And what is a ghost? Ghost is just a combination of the spiritual body and the psychological body, the mind, intelligence, ego. Anyone dies, then what happens is the soul along with the subtle body goes, but the gross body remains there, which we either burn it or we keep in the ground, we bury it, or we burn it, or we throw it. So it is like that. But the soul remains eternally. The subtle body is a covering. The mind is a covering. So therefore, just like Rekarani Mataji was mentioning, when a baby, as soon as it takes birth, it starts drinking the milk. That practice is there from the last life. In the last life also, that living entity in another body has taken the milk from the mother. So certain things, eating, sleeping, and even the uniting, eating, sleeping, and mating, these are normal things in every body. Okay, you don't have to give sex education to students because sex is a normal thing, it's a natural instinct. Nobody has to be educated in that separately. Just like eating, sleeping, you don't educate. It is just a natural thing. A baby lizard, when it takes birth, it knows that immediately it will go and start eating a worm or a fly. So that is a natural instinct which is there. So this soul is very amazing. So some people who are amazing people describe the soul. Is another understanding. Okay. So we will refer to the verse number 26 onwards. So last session in the last week we covered till 25. So we'll go through 26 session, 26 verse onwards. Okay. Hare Krishna. So in the verse number 25, we saw these three concepts. Soul is invisible, soul is inconceivable, and soul is immutable. So last time when we were discussing this concept, we have mentioned a very important point, that the invisibility of the soul, what Krishna is telling to Arjuna, is basically telling that, oh Arjuna, till now you have not seen Bhishma, you have not seen Drona, the real people. Actually, you are seeing their bodies only, and you are dealing with their mental bodies only, the subtle bodies. But who are they actually, that you don't know? In that way, they are invisible. Bhishma and Drona are invisible from soul perspective. And Bhishma and Drona are inconceivable. Yes, you have seen their acts, their love and care which you received from childhood, the teaching which you received from the Drona. These all are related to the subtle body. But what the personality is, you never conceived him. An inconceivable personality. They have a specific relationship with the Krishna that you cannot conceive it. So in this way, we have seen how these verses, Krishna is speaking that not just a philosophical verse. Okay, don't see this soul, all these 21 to. In fact, from the verse number 10 to 30, all these 20 verses, the analytical study of Bhagavad Gita, analytical study of the soul, these verses are not just philosophical points only. In fact, Krishna is trying to convince Arjuna that how you are meant to upgrade your understanding. Nowadays, modern world, we upgrade our understanding, is it not? So you upgrade your understanding from the perspective of soul. The science of soul should help you to see the world in a different way. Don't think the science of soul alag concept hai, pad liya, jaan liya, bas ho gaya. Nahi. Every aspect of your life you could see in that way. I'm giving the example of this verse only. Okay. You have not till now seen your people. You are only dealing with the gross body and subtle body. Same way we go above verse 24. Verse number 24 also is the same thing. The soul is unbreakable. What is unbreakable? People say, Prabhu, mera heart break ho gaya hai. Yeah, what you say of heart breaking, that is because of your subtle body. Your mind and intelligence is attracted to a particular personality, another person. And because of some misunderstandings, which is a part of the mind, that your heart, which is a part of your gross, or a subtle heart, that will break. But soul is not breakable. The Atma's relationship with Krishna and other living entities, that is unbreakable. Some say insoluble. It cannot be soluble. But sometimes because of emotional turmoil, we become overwhelmed. Overwhelmed, you understand? Bhavuk ho jata hai life mein. Hum rote hai. But actually he said that kabhi soul us prakar rote nahi hai. क्योंकि क्या रो रहे हैं? मन रो रहे हैं, आपकी हृदय रो रहे हैं अटैचमेंट की वजह से. You are too much attached to any particular personality, then something happens to that personality, some disturbance, then immediately you become very overwhelmed. You may get into very emotional, down, but that is related to your body only, both gross and subtle body. Arjuna is being instructed in every principle in a way to encourage him to come out of your emotional situation and be practical at this particular field of Kurukshetra and do something which is required as a duty to establish dharma. That is very important. So in this way, some say neither burned or dried. You see here, neither burned or dried. That means what? Sometimes Arjuna is using Agni Astra. Sometimes Arjuna is using the Varuna Astra. Sometimes Arjuna is using Vayu Astra. But these astras are only burning or drying or soaking the gross body. These weapons cannot touch the soul. These weapons cannot touch the soul. It will only touch the body. The moment it touches the body, soul leaves that body and goes to the further destination. So actually the person with whom you are dealing, that person is already leaving the body. The body is getting destroyed. That's all. So in this way, what you see here, very interesting. Krishna is trying to not just philosophically speak the points of soul, but he's trying to relate with Arjuna's situation of his attachment with for Bhishma and Drona and other people who are on the throne. So in this way, this is philosophy of bhakti or science of soul should be accepted. This is the best way. Okay. Now we'll go to the verse number 26. Yeah. Somebody would like to unmute themselves and repeat after me. Anyone volunteer who would like to
Should I repeat, Prabhu?
Okay. Oh, okay, Shivani. Atachainam nitya jatam
Atachainam nitya jatam
nityam va manyase mritam
nityam va manyase mritam
tathapi tvam mahabhavo
tathapi tvam mahabaho
nainam sochitum arhasi.
nainam suchitum arhasi.
Atachainam nitya jatam. Again, more time. Somebody else?
Prabhuji, I can do again.
You already done, na, Sauti? Earlier?
Yes,
Somebody else can volunteer.
Okay.
Yeah, Roshni. Mataji, Hare Krishna. This iPhone 14 Plus. He's also volunteering. Okay. Anyway, later. Now, Roshni Mataji. Atachainam nitya jatam
Atachainam nitya jatam
nityam va manyase mritam
nityam va manyase
tathapi tvam mahabhavo
tathapi tvam mahabaho
arhasi.
nainam sochito murhasi.
So, you see in the translation, here in the PPT it's not there. Translation goes like verse number 26. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament. Basically, क्या कह रहे हैं यहाँ पे? अरे भगवान, मतलब कृष्ण से कह रहे हैं अर्जुन, आपने इतना कुछ समझाया, जो मैं देख रहा हूँ वो आत्मा नहीं है, वो व्यक्ति जो है आत्मा है, उनको आप देख नहीं सकते, कंसीव नहीं कर सकते, आप सिर्फ शरीर को देख रहे हैं, तो शरीर को जला सकते हैं, मार सकते हैं, बट व्यक्ति को आप जला नहीं रहे, वो मार नहीं रहे. तो ये कंसेप्ट साइंस ऑफ सोल में बिलीव नहीं करता हूँ. Some people may say that I won't believe it. So therefore, you see here, even if you reject the soul, मतलब ये जो पूरा साइंस ऑफ सोल बताया अभी तक अर्जुन को, अर्जुन कहते हैं मैं बिलीव नहीं करता हूँ ये सब, फिर भी भगवान कहता है कि उनको मारने में कुछ असुविधा नहीं है. क्यों? Because the body, like in this body we have many feelings, is it not? You all feel, you all want to do something, you have emotions, but the modern science, what it says, these all are just a combination of some chemicals. It's a secretion. Some chemicals get agitated and that secretes out in the form of tears or affection for your loved and dear ones. This is a combination of chemicals. Your body is made of chemicals only. There is no soul concept. So Arjuna is saying same thing. Then I don't believe in soul. Then Krishna argues, he gave argument, okay, if body is only made of chemicals, you just kill the body. So what happens is chemicals get disposed into the earth, which is a source of all the chemicals. So in that way, why you are feeling bad about it? A bag of chemicals are there and you are dropping it. You are making, because that is no, not needed, you just change it. And that's what modern science also, literally in the back of mind, it is giving such understanding to people. Is it not? How many people are very insensitive to the pain and feelings of the animals? They feel that animals, they don't have any soul. They're just a body of chemicals. I only see protein in that animal. Animal fat I see. I see only the blood. I see the liver, which is very tasty. Like that, people observe the animals. It's a very wrong concept. Na? If you remove the concept of soul, na, then entire world becomes insensitive to the feelings of others. Because that feelings is only a manifestation of chemicals, chemical composition. So this is a very wrong concept, which Arjuna may speak, but still Krishna says, even in that case, you please kill. You perform your duty of, no, don't abandon your duty of dharma, because you are only just dropping some chemical bags. By shooting arrow, you're only making some chemical bags to drop down on the ground. And those chemicals will remain on the earth. It will go back to the source from where they have come. Yes. So basically, it's not that Krishna is believing in the concept of our, there's no soul and we are made of only chemicals. But for argument's sake, he's telling like this. So this verse should be taken like that. Okay. It is not a philosophical statement here. It is just an argument's sake. In this verse is spoken by Krishna to Arjuna, who may say that soul doesn't exist. It's a body made of chemicals. So you're getting? It's a very, very important point to see here. Okay. So even if you reject the soul, still there is no cause for lamentation. That is the verse number 26. This is only for argument's sake this verse is given. Now we'll go to the 27th verse. Yeah, somebody would like to volunteer who till now not recited that what is that, Apollo 14? Who is that 14 plus?
Yes. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Oh, Amit Kumar Prabhu. So you keep your name na there. You change it.
Yeah, this mobile default setting, it comes up automatically.
Default setting nahi hota hai Zoom mein. You can change it. You can change the default also, not a problem.
Okay, sir.
When you enter the meeting, they ask you, would you like to go with this name or not? You can change the name. Otherwise, very difficult to identify. By your voice, I could understand your name.
Sure.
Sometimes I don't remember the voices. Yeah. Please repeat after me. This verse is very amazing verse. Especially this verse is spoken when somebody dies. You see in any place, people die immediately, they play the Bhagavad Gita. Jatasya dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. We see like that recitation. And people think that Bhagavad Gita should not be kept at home because it is inauspicious. Because when Bhagavad Gita will be there will be death in the home. It's a wrong concept. No, Bhagavad Gita has to be read from beginning of life, so that you can take the benefit of that Bhagavad Gita at the time of death. But unfortunately, people don't refer to Bhagavad Gita throughout their life. And they just keep the Bhagavad Gita on the body of the dead person, dead body. How it is going to make any difference? It is just a simple, foolish act it is. You keep Bhagavad Gita on the heart of a dead body and you think you'll get liberation. You should actually take the instructions of Bhagavad Gita and keep in the heart. For that, you need to hear the Bhagavad Gita regularly. People nowadays, so much nonsense goes on in the name of rituals. If the science is not understood, people will question. And when they question, nobody can answer. That is what the entire Kerala story is speaking. People don't know the culture only. The Vedic culture is a full of logic and reasoning, the proper science, addressing every aspect of the life. Every gender is addressed, every aspect is addressed. People don't study, people don't refer to it, and they only imitate the Western culture, wearing in the lifestyle. See, lifestyle you are having westernized, that is not going to benefit you. Your living style should change. Okay, your living should be very cultured. It should be deeply rooted in the Vedic culture. Just keep making lifestyle modified will not give satisfaction to your soul. You have to make your living very proper. People are known for their living, not their lifestyles. It's only just a style, which will change every time. So living has to be based on the concept of soul. Understand the science of soul properly, then live life like that. Simple. Here is the concept. Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu. Please recite. Amit Prabhu.
Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur
Dhruvam janma mritasya cha.
dhruvam janma mritasya cha
Tasmad apariharertha.
tasmad aprihari arthe
Natvam sochutumarhasi.
natvam sochitam arhasi.
Yeah. Somebody else would like to repeat?
Yes, Prabhu.
Who is there? Priyanka. Hare Krishna. Jatasya hi dhruva mrityur.
Tattahi duva metu
Dhruvam janma mritasya cha.
duvam janma mrittacha
Mada pariharadha.
sasa parihata daya
Natvam sochutumarhasi.
natvam tati mariha
Natvam sochutam
Natvam sochutum arhasi. Simple.
natvam arhati.
Natvam sochutum, you don't need to lament. Natvam sochutum, socho, मतलब आप उसको लैमेंट करने का जरूरी नहीं है. क्यों? जातस्य ध्रुव मृत्यु, मतलब जो जन्म लिया है, श्योर, ध्रुव मीन्स श्योर, ध्रुव मीन्स श्योरली ही विल डाई, and dhruvam janma mritasya cha, and it is sure those who are died, they will surely take birth again. Tasmad apirihararde natvam sochumarasi. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, while you are performing your duty, you don't have to lament about this change. That's what you see here. A small baby birth, and there is a death, and after death again there is a birth. Don't think life is a linear. There is a beginning and there is an end. Life is a circular. Your life is a circle. It will start. It appears that it started one point and ended, but again there is another circle. It goes on. It's a circle. Everyone has this. When this lady was occupied by that Ramudai ghost and his friends, they are actually mentioning they had the power or ability. They could see any person and tell what his earlier previous life was. So our this student who is attending our classes, 1600 devotees, nice devotee. So that ghost mentioned what was his previous life was. He mentioned actually, not every detail they know. They can only sense certain things. He said actually in your earlier life, you were actually coming to Krishna consciousness, but your family was opposing it. Your family was opposing it. When family was opposing it, you become so frustrated. Sometimes now you get opposition. You should take the challenge and try to see how can you resolve it, not become frustrated. If you only simply become frustrated with the small disturbances, then you take the example of Prahlad Maharaj. He got so many big disturbances, but he remained enthusiastic, absorbed. But what happened is in the last life, he became frustrated. You become so frustrated with that experiences. अरे भक्ति भी सही से नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ और घर में relation भी सही से नहीं कर रख पा रहा हूँ. उस frustration में then you died. You could not focus on bhakti also properly, and you are not able to relate with your family also in life properly. Is it happen sometimes? So if you focus nicely on bhakti na, and be honest with your family, you see your family also be a part of it. It's sure. You just have to know have the maturity to deal with the situation. So in the frustration, he is unable to focus, and then he left the body. Well, after a certain age, he died. And therefore, it is arranged for you like that. You took birth in a family which is very, very favorable. And you immediately started your bhakti concept at a very young age. So this is what everyone who dies, they are going to take birth. So therefore, it's a cycle. It's a big line. What we are seeing is only small line in the big life. Our life is a very big. We are only seeing some 60 years or 70 years or 80 years. That's all. Soul is eternal. It has no many. It's not that it is a beginning and end. It always remains. But because when it comes to this material world, it takes a body. And that body, when dies again, it takes another body. So therefore, you see, this life in this material world is a circular. It's a circular. Jatasya dhruva mrityu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad apariharyartha. Oh Arjuna, this Bhishma and Drona whom you are seeing, this is only just part of their entire life, what you are seeing. They had even bigger life, and they are going to have a future, another life. Anyone who takes birth will die some other day. This Bhishma and Drona are going to die at some other day. But if you do your duty on this battlefield, trying to protect Dharma, and that time when they leave the body, then they will go back to Godhead. Because they are able to see the presence of Krishna. And in the presence of Krishna, they are leaving their body. They are surely going back to Godhead. They will not take birth again. They don't have to get into this complication of birth and death. So Arjuna is getting a right time for performing his duty, and right place, that is Kurukshetra, a right time where Krishna is present. So these two are very amazing things, right time and right place. So he should not withdraw himself from the duty. Getting? अपना duty से बाहर निकल नहीं सकते. Yeah, we'll go to the next verse. Somebody else would like to recite? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Somebody would like to volunteer? Those
Yes.
three now, speak out. If you
Yes,
recite, Aruna Prabhu. Yeah. And then Sushant Prabhu. Okay, this verse will recite 2 times. Avyaktadini bhutani
अव्यक्त्यादीनि भूतानि
vyakta madhyani bharata
वक्त्या मध्यानि भारत
vyakta nidani evya
अव्यक्त्या निधानानि एव
tatra ka paridevana.
तत्र का परिदेवना.
Yeah, Sushant Prabhu now. You. Avyaktadini bhutani
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि
vyakta madhyani bharata
व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत
अव्यक्त्या निधनान्येव
अव्यक्तानिधनान्येव
तत्र का परिदेवना.
तत्र का परिदेवना.
The translation you can see in your Veda base or in your desktop or book, whatever. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifested again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So all created beings manifest, unmanifest in their beginning, and manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again. That means the living bodies, the bodies what you are getting, they manifest at a certain time, and at that time they remain unmanifested. So this is the point here we see. All created beings are manifest in the beginning, manifest in the interim state, and unmanifest again. So basically, Arjuna is being told that what you are seeing, the created being the body, the soul is there, but the body is manifested right now. On a particular birthday, it manifested. On a death day, it will become unmanifested. And before birthday, the first birthday or first born, the day he was born, before that he was unmanifest. He was not there. Well, he doesn't have that body. So therefore, you don't worry. This Bhishma and Drona, at one time, they were not having this body. This body now manifested. And afterward, this body will go away. They become unmanifested. And again, they'll get manifest another body. So he is elaborating on that concept. Okay. So that's what we see. And now verse number 29, which already we discussed. Now verse number 30. Let us go to the 30 verse. Yeah. So two devotees. Anyone would like to volunteer? Sushant Prabhu, you are done, na? Yeah. Who else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I would like to recite.
Chitra, you can do. Okay. Hare Krishna. In the meantime, somebody else can also be ready. Okay. Those are not done till now. Dehi nityam avadyoyam.
Dehi nityam avadyoham.
Dehe sarvasya bharata.
Sarvasya bharata.
Tasmat sarvani bhutani.
Tasmat sarvani bhutani.
Natvam sochutumarhasi.
Natam sochutamarhasi.
Who else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Atul Prabhu. Dehi nityam avadyoyam.
Dehi nityam avadyoyam.
Dehe sarvasya bharata.
Dehe sarvasya bharata.
Tasmat sarvani bhutani.
Tasmat sarvani bhutani.
Natvam sochutumarhasi.
Natvam sochitam arhasi.
See, Krishna is concluding, and we'll also conclude with this verse today's discussion. The concept of soul is very amazing. And the people who are amazing people, they only discuss about the concept of soul. And people, when they describe about the soul or hear about the soul, they do it because the soul is very amazing personality. The concept of soul is very amazing. That can relieve you from many types of unnecessary burdens. So now he's concluding in this verse. Therefore, he addresses here Bharata. Arjuna is a descendant of Bharata, Raja Bharat. All his previous ancestors, they all believed in the concept of soul. Actually, they lived in the concept of soul. Therefore, people could immediately retire from their duties because they knew they, as per this body, I have certain duties. At a particular age, I will do my duties, and after that, I will give all these duties to somebody else. And let me focus on duties at the platform of soul. This is very crucial. So your descendants have done their duty properly and then handed over it to others. Unless you don't do your duties properly, how can you hand over to others? It's a series, no? It's a commitment. Oh, Bharata, you are a descendant of King Bharat. So you have to follow the same principle in your life. And you are sitting here confused and you are attached to the bodily identification and you are crying here. This is not befitting you as a Bharata, descendant of Bharata. Therefore, he concludes his instruction telling, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, who dwells in the body means soul. He can never be slain. आत्मा का कभी कुछ कोई बिगाड़ नहीं सकते, है ना? आप व्यक्ति का शरीर को बिगाड़ सकते हैं आप. खिलाना पिलाने में थोड़ा चेंज कर दो, सोने में थोड़ा टाइम चेंज करो, शरीर को बिगाड़ सकते हैं. और आपकी मन और बुद्धि को भी बिगाड़ सकते हैं। हाँ? कोई कोई प्रकार की इंटॉक्सिकेशंस में चले जाओ, या फिर इस दुनिया में मेनी वेज बाय विच यू कैन बिगाड़ने का, बट आत्मा को कोई बिगाड़ नहीं सकता है। हाँ, कोई उसको हिला भी नहीं सकते हैं। तो इतना क्यों बैठ के रो रहे हैं? हाँ, इनका कुछ कोई भी नहीं, कुछ नहीं कर सकता है। हाँ, आप क्यों चिंतित कर रहे हो उसके लिए? आप सिर्फ शरीर को ही करवा रहे, सो आप जस्ट गो विथ योर ड्यूटी ऑफ किलिंग. So Krishna is basically encouraging him to kill. Entire all these signs of soul he is explaining so that Arjuna becomes duty bound to protect dharma and goes on killing. So, but this killing of Arjuna, killing by Arjuna, killing of Arjuna, killing by Arjuna is authorized. This verse doesn't say that it doesn't give license that you can go on doing criminal activities in life. अरे ये व्यक्ति तो आत्मा अलग है, शरीर को मार दो. अरे मेरे पड़ोसी में व्यक्ति है, वो बहुत तकलीफ देते हैं मेरे को, वो तो आत्मा है, वो शरीर नहीं है, वो शरीर को मार देते हैं. So you can't, you are not given license to do. But here, because Krishna's instruction is there, it's a right place and a right time. Right place is what? Kurukshetra, the field of dharma, for protection of dharma. And right time, what? Krishna's presence is there. And another third important thing is who is giving that instruction? Who is the instructor? Who is ordaining it is very important. So Prabhupada in the purport also speaks about this aspect, where he mentions this killing of the soul or killing of the body, which Krishna is instructing Arjuna to do, is authorized. For example, you see, judge is awarding capital punishment. So judge refers to the law and is given by the government of India that particular position and authority to give a judgment. Judgment means playing with the lives of people. Is it not? It's a very, very big, very responsible position. Whatever statement the judge is going to make is going to affect the people or a public. So when judge is awarding a capital punishment, he's telling, okay, let this person be hanged. That this person. It's not that police will take the judge into jail. Judge ko jail mein nahi leke jayenge, because he's authorized by the government only. Similarly, a military man, when he's authorized by the government, yes, Indian government, Indian army, said, okay, now you go, use your rifle and destroy the enemies. And after that, he gets Paramaveer Chakra or Veer Chakra, whatever awards, he gets that. But if that man comes back to his house and he sees his neighbor is not behaving properly, he takes his gun, he takes his pistol and starts shooting bullets at him. So will the government give him Paramaveer Chakra? Will he get an award for it? No, because there is not authorized to kill. He has to give hisab, हर एक बुलेट का हिसाब देना पड़ता है, accounting. So here what accounting will give? अरे just गुस्सा हो गया मार दिया आपने, just because आपने field में मारा किसी को on instruction of the commander, not that you can go and start killing other places. So this verse is not speaking about unnecessary killing. Similarly, doctor is given, we write in while going for a severe operation of heart or lungs or a brain or whatever surgeries, even for a pregnancy, delivery time, cesarean time, we write and give. Okay, whatever happens, doctors are not responsible for it. They tried their best, and it's my own responsibility. I'm handing over my deceased relative in the hand of the doctor to treat him. So I'll take the full responsibility. So you see, doctors, when they do, they are not, if somebody dies, it's not that doctor is taken to the jail. Doctors are doing their duty properly. And they all just depend on the what is the process, how the body is reacting, how the body is responding to the treatment. It all factors, all many factors are there, which are beyond the control of the doctors themselves. Doctors agree with this. They do a lot of but they see many functions of the body which are beyond their understanding. We just facilitate. That's all as the doctors. So surgeon performing operation. So it's not that a surgeon goes to home and he sees somebody in the house or a neighbor who is having some problem. Immediately take his knife and start operating. Then he will be in problem. He cannot do that. There should be authorization. There's agreement which is signed by the parties. And then there is a... So such violence is justified when it is authorized. Unnecessary violence is not justified. Krishna asking Arjuna to be violent on Kauravas is justified because it's a right place, that is Kurukshetra, a right time. What is the right time? Krishna's presence and the right instructor who is ordaining this instruction. That is Krishna himself. In our life also, we should follow, live life not on the modern lifestyle aspect. You can wear a branded t-shirt or a branded pant or a shoes or a chappal or sandals. You may have branded. These brands have no value at the time of your death. You should be branded in the eyes of Krishna. And for that, live a life based on the instructions which Krishna is giving in this Bhagavad Gita. And move ahead in the life. So in this way is interesting. Conclusion of this Jnana Yoga, this Sankhya Yoga is what? Sankhya means an analytical study of the concept of soul. So what is the conclusion? Soul who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, there is no need of lamentation. For Arjuna, you see Krishna is instructing Arjuna. You go ahead with the dharma of performing your dharma of killing. You're a Kshatriya. So these are the conclusive slide of today's. These are the different characteristics. Around 30 characteristics of the soul are explained from the verse number 10 to 30. Total 30 characteristics, which we can note down or keep it. Okay. So Hare Krishna. Anyone has any question or any comment? So please now. Maybe we can stop the recording here. And if the devotees have any point to share, I think Hare Krishna. Yeah.
I have